Osiyam, my dear friends, Ethan Lakaitan, Jalitzakwa, Kwantlan, Elder and residents, KPU, welcoming you all. Misep Kotwilam welcomes you today. Kwantlan territory. We are the lowercase of the Stalo Nations territories. 8 nations from Kwantlan down to the ocean. 23 nations from Kwantlan to Boston Bar. This is our territories of the Hulkamelam and Hunkamalam as we speak. Kwantlan is how you pronounce that. Tireless runner. Students, you're part of this journey with us. We are part of your journey. The name you carry is very important for you to remember how to respect where you come to and what you bring. Most of all, my dear friends, what you bring to us is more important than what we're sending out. We care about these things with a great heart and mind that was given to us. Welcome to the Faculty Showcase. KPU welcomes you to the event today. Hai Sabka, Hai Sabka. Thank you. We're going to do Heartbeat Song. Heartbeat Song connects everything in the environment, the earth, the water, the land, the oceans. Heartbeat Song because the earth has a heartbeat. Everyone in the university will have the same heartbeat each day. Welcome you. Heartbeat Song from the Kwantlan First Nation. Musip Kotwilam. Hai Sabka, everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Howes. I'm Dean of the School of Business here at KPU.
So my name is Don Reddick. I'm an Associate Dean within the School of Business.
My name is Sam Garzito. I am a recent graduate from the Entrepreneurial Leadership Program.
We are the second largest business school in Western Canada. We have over 7,000 students. with 22 programs that we offer over 4 campuses: Surrey, Richmond, Langley, and Civic Plaza. We offer programs from public relations to human resources, accounting and marketing, as well as we offer some post-baccalaureate and graduate diplomas, which offer professionals that are already out in industry to either change their career or get the credential to promote themselves within the company that they're currently working.
Prospective students should choose our faculty because of a number of reasons. One of them being that we have a unique brand of business education. Another being that we're well recognized. Furthermore, we are accountable to employers. And finally, our classes all emphasize active learning. And that way students know they're getting the skills that they need for the professions that they're going to be entering.
As a recent grad, I still connect with the profs. It seems like the professors and your peers are kind of the people you want to rely on and embrace to continue this alumni network.
The School of Business prides itself on experiential and work-integrated learning, and so we do the work-integrated through our co-op programming, which is offered to students in a range of our programs, as well as our experiential learning.
Students, by the time they're ending their second year and going into their third year, will have begun to do case-based analysis. They'll be working on business simulations. And by the time they're in fourth year, they're going to be taking capstone courses. And in those capstone courses, they're going to be working with industry partners to deliver industry-related projects.
And the students have the opportunity to work with industry and businesses to work alongside them to solve their real-world problems.
And especially in your third and fourth year, when you get into the specialized courses, people are very engaged and wanting to learn through the material.
Another way students can get experiential learning is by studying abroad. The School of Business is connected with KPU International, so our students can go to affiliated business schools in other countries and gain education that way. Another great thing about our school is that we are accountable to our employers. All our programs have actively engaged program advisory committees that are composed of industry representatives who are always informing us of the skills students need. Our programs are constantly going through program review to make sure our curriculum is current.
So for any new student to make friends and to develop a cohort, I would think that the most important thing is to have an open mind and a willingness to engage with others. So going into a class, it's not just about the peer-to-teacher relationship, but it's about that peer-to-peer relationship. And that's really how you foster relationships, build that cohort, and develop better connections as you continue your degree and program.
I often have students ask me, what do I need to do to be successful in the School of Business at KPU? And I often tell them to bring their curiosity, bring their discipline and work ethic, but also look for challenges. Be comfortable with failure, that's where we learn the most, as well as gear up to be an expert in networking. So if you're one of those shyer students, this will be one of your challenges that you'll want to engage with, because you want to get out there and be able to be comfortable to hold conversations with anyone.
I think students coming to KPU should expect all kinds of opportunities to explore their interests and their abilities. They're also going to have opportunities to expand their network of relationships, both with students who are professionally minded, but also with employers. I think students should expect to be stretched in terms of their work ethic and the requirement to uphold professional standards. But the thing that's most important is they should expect faculty who care to support them because they want to see them succeed.
What I would encourage people to think about is the polytechnic aspect of learning. I really didn't understand the significance and importance of it in my degree, but given the 1 or 2 months afterwards, I've kind of thought hard about it, listened to people from other universities, and I gave an appreciation for the hands-on learning. So not just being a lecture student, but actually engaging with the peers as well as your professors, the students, to really take your education and apply it to something. And I'm just grateful for KPU and what it's offered me.
My name is Andrew Frank. I am an instructor in the Public Relations Diploma program here at KPU. Public relations is the strategic management of relationships between organizations and businesses and their audiences. Really, it comes down to using communication strategy and creative communication to develop beneficial relationships with audiences and to help achieve organizational goals. In practice, that means using things like social media, video, and creative writing to connect with audiences and to persuade them, to inform them, to build those relationships. The Diploma in Public Relations is a 2-year, full-time, 60-credit diploma. It's split in half, so half of the courses come directly from public relations and the other half are drawn from across the university in areas like business education, writing, Indigenous studies, ethics, as well as electives that students might choose to take. There's never been a better time to get into public relations. As the COVID-19 pandemic has shown us, clear, ethical, effective communication has never been more important. And we're really excited about the redesign that we've just done with the PR diploma. The new diploma is flexible, so students can study at their own pace. It's open intake. It's also extendable. They can use the diploma towards another degree at KPU. So a PR diploma can count towards half of the credits of a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism or a Bachelor of Business Management in Marketing, for example. And finally, we're also credible and we're current. Through this redesign process, we've worked closely with industry professionals in the public relations field. We have a professional advisory committee that had direct input on the redesign of our curriculum. Some of the new courses that we're really excited about include social media for public relations, production and design, crisis communication, and also PR campaign and event management. So our program really emphasizes experiential learning, which means learning by doing. So for example, our students will partner with local organizations in the community to either help raise money, for example, by organizing a fundraising event, or by working with media to help raise awareness of an issue or a charitable cause. Students who are interested in PR and going into the field are students who have a passion for communication, for building relationships with people, for using creative and strategic thinking to help solve real-world problems and challenges. So if you're curious about public relations, we encourage you to take one of our Introduction to Public Relations courses. All of our courses are now available as electives to any student in the university. You don't need to be enrolled in the program. And by taking one of those courses, you'll probably get a chance to see if public relations is for you.
Hi there, I'm Chris Parsons, and this is my wife Cheryl Parsons, and we own a company called Rare Affairs Event Management.
Our company's been in business for about 20 years. We've owned it for close to 11 years. We do all kinds of corporate and association events, conferences, multi-day events, receptions, award shows, a lot in virtual and in-person format. And we are a small team of 3. Primarily working within the Lower Mainland, but sometimes we get to venture across Canada or welcome people to Canada for events here in the Lower Mainland.
We're both proud alumni of Kwantlen Polytechnic University here in the Melville School of Business because we actually surprisingly met at Kwantlen as well. Both Cheryl and I grew up in the Langley, kind of Cloverdale area, and when trying to decide where to go for school, we decided to stay close to home, each of us independently.
When we decided to come to Kwantlen, neither of us knew exactly what we wanted to study. We knew we wanted to return to school after graduating high school and do something. And so the business courses really spoke to me. I enjoyed it. I thought this would be a great launching point, and I ended up staying for the whole entire BBA program, as did Chris, and had an incredible experience learning and coming to campus here.
Yeah, I think we did the majority of our courses in Langley starting out, and then later on ended up jumping to Surrey and Richmond for the other classes. But the community feel that we experienced at the campuses were all just amazing. And what I loved about it the most was some of the extracurricular things I was able to get involved in, and that I was still able to study business, and I was really passionate about that. But being in Langley, for example, there was the music program, so I was able to make some great friends there and perform in the different wind symphonies and jazz choirs and that kind of stuff. So I tied in my music love there, and later on was able to get involved with the student association, and they became the executive director of the student association on the Surrey campus. So there's a lot of different things that you could do studying at a campus like KPU that was really unique for our experiences here.
One of the big highlights of my time here at KPU is actually connecting Fortis with the new trades campus out in Cloverdale and helping them establish an endowment and some funding for that project. So that was some really hands-on experience working, negotiating communications that I was able to apply my education to, and then for the betterment of KPU at the time. So that was exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, it was really neat being able to connect with some of our connections that we had in the local community through the sales program and the practicum.
Yeah.
We were able to connect with different leaders around town that we knew through Rotary or through the Chamber, and kind of pull those pieces together and work on projects together, and like Cheryl touched on, and bringing in some of those donations for the endowment fund to help further that and support other students in the future too.
Yeah, a lot of those connections we still have today, we still work with. Some have become clients. So, that the practical hands-on, getting out in your community, the things we were applying as part of the Entrepreneurial Leadership Program really benefits us to this day, and is why, Rare Affairs is working with some of these bigger clients currently. So, yeah.
The advice that I'd give to a young entrepreneur would be to really take in all the different aspects of what the business program has to offer, and that, as Cheryl mentioned earlier, there's so many facets. Doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're running a small business or event planning company, whether it's a brick and mortar store or online, there's going to be marketing, there's accounting, there's human resources, even our small team, there's HR issues that you have to deal with. And so you need to make sure that you are involved in all those pieces, and you might specialize in one area or the other, but as an entrepreneur you have to wear many hats all the time. And so you need to be able to navigate those waters and be able to have an understanding so that you can bring in experts when you need them, but the majority of the time you're able to navigate that. As an entrepreneur, you have to wear all those different hats.
So I think our experience with KPU's Melville School of Business set us up for success, because it's helped us build our business into what it has become today. All those things that we learned, applied, they all map over to the event industry. You can even look at every little event we do, from a multi-day conference to award show. It's almost like a small business in itself. So the things we learn, from the marketing to the human resources to the accounting to logistics, all map over to what we do and apply today. So definitely key to Rare Affairs' success. So I would say definitely the connections, the education, all of that is really applicable even 15 years later for us.
Yeah, and it's really nice that Cheryl and I have very kind of complementary skills. And again, that started right at the beginning when we first kind of met and started doing projects and fundraisers and stuff together, just volunteer-wise, that our skill sets work really well together. And to this day, she handles a lot of the contracts, negotiations, dealing with the clients, and I handle a lot of the back-end stuff, because I love the budgeting and the finance and the numbers, and some of the technical stuff like building websites and event apps. And so we've even kind of spun off a small division of our company that is Rare Solutions, which allows us to work with some of our clients, because we can do more kind of contract-based things and project-based things that aren't necessarily just big events, but we're able to do, help them with their finances and their budgeting and other projects that they might have that they don't have the resources for internally to do, and some of their taxes, and so this is, we take on a little bit of everything, because the skills that we learned at business school here allows us to juggle all those different levels of business and step in where we need to. I had a friend of mine that once said, you're kind of like a corporate handyman, because you can do a little bit of everything to help navigate those things. So together we're able to do that, and again, those are the skills that we learned at the BBA Entrepreneurial Leadership Program.
I think the big thing was, I always felt we were learning something and then we're having opportunities to apply it immediately. So that was really big. Still today I think about that opportunity to learn, apply, you lock in that learning, and you've got it forever. So
yeah, it didn't feel like you were sitting in a lecture hall, just a number to a professor. You were really connected with them, getting together with the teachers after class to you know, to network, to learn more about their experiences. And a lot of those teachers were doing other projects, working other side gigs or whatever, and they could bring those experiences to the table as well, and you could learn from them on different ways they could do it and different side hustles you could undertake, you know, while you're studying. So it was a really unique place and unique group of teachers that we were, professors that we were able to learn from during that time. And you still, to this day, see them out in the community, and they're either, you know, counselors or business leaders or chamber members or whatever. And it's neat to be able to still be able to interact with them, you know, out in the real world in a business sense.
My advice to anyone thinking of coming and studying at Kwantlen is, first of all, congrats that you're thinking about it. It's a great place to be. I would jump in. If I had to do it all over again, I'd 100%, you know, choose Kwantlen. So definitely. And my other piece of advice is when you do choose Kwantlen, get involved, join a committee, volunteer, do something outside of just your regular courses, because that's where kind of all the magic happened and where all the opportunity lies, and where a lot of the great connections were made. So, you know, definitely you can't go wrong. You have to choose KPU. It's great.
I would echo the same thing. I think it's just an amazing community at Kwantlen, and I think it's neat seeing everybody working together. And as Cheryl touched on, one of my fondest memories is getting involved in the student association, and, you know, being part of those elections and meeting, you know, the student body, and that allowed me to study here, and between classes I was able to meet with students, help with issues, play ping pong, foosball, and to this day I'm still very good at it. And, you know, I was able to become an executive with the Student Association at Surrey, and you get paid for those things, and you get other experiences learning about group benefits and different things that students have to deal with, student issues, traveling to Quebec City to participate in, you know, the Student Federation conferences. Like, there's so many things that while you're studying business, you can apply those things in a real world environment. And I think that those are experiences I wouldn't have had at any other school. You know, I'd considered going to, you know, across Canada to a large university, and I don't regret my decision to stay close to home and study in a smaller community. And here we are all these years later, still wanting to be a part of that community and excited about everything that it's doing. So I 100% would recommend attending the Melville School of Business here at KPU.
My name is Magdalena Mott. I'm a student success coach at Melville School of Business at KPU. I'm a certified Master of Career Services and have been a career practitioner for almost 12 years now. At KPU, I support both academic and career success for post-baccalaureate and graduate students at Melville School of Business. It's important to see a coach quite early in your program, if not at the beginning. Career planning seems easy, but it is actually a quite complex process. I would say a student needs to see a coach a couple of years before graduation. Certain things take time. For example, if, let's say, that student is looking for a certain skill or ability to gain that can be gained through volunteer work, right? That may be recommended, and then you need time to actually go and volunteer for a year to be able to say later that you have that skill. So it is a very different planning from one student to another. Everyone is different, so every plan is unique. If you are a post-baccalaureate or graduate level student, because the programs are quite short, you technically can finish up your program in a year and a half or two, it's important to see a career coach right away as soon as you start. Your first term is when you want to book a meeting with a coach and start with essentials and make sure you have the plan that you want lined up, so you don't end up in your last term realizing that you want to apply for certain positions, but you've done nothing to get ready for that actually. So it's important to start early. After working with students for so many years, I've noticed how they learn and apply many skills in their classes, Because at KPU, of course, we have small classes, everything is applied. Students work in groups a lot, yet when it comes, they go to a job interview and an employer asks about experience, sometimes they just blank, and then it's, you know, this applies to all of us. It is hard for us to identify our competencies, to tell them apart, and to be able to provide the evidence. We have them. And the evidence is many times in a project we did in class, working together, 5 students, maybe with an employer, and there's lots of evidence of experience. It doesn't have to be paid work experience necessarily. If you're a prospective student thinking to come to Melville School of Business at KPU, I recommend it because, number one, you will be working in very small groups. Our classes are small, and there's lots of hands-on practice. Every project, every piece of knowledge you learn theoretically gets to be applied. So that is what the employer wants. And if you learn how to talk to an employer about your experience and what you've learned, that's going to set you up for success right away.
Hi, my name is Parul. I'm a student in Postbaccalaureate Diploma in Human Resource Management program.
My name is Tatiana. I'm a student in Postbac Diploma Human Resource Management program.
So today's coaching session was helpful for me because I came to know about the competencies, abilities, and my strengths, and which will further help me in achieving my goals in futures and the position which I want to have in my future.
The coaching sessions was helpful because I can identify my competence, I can understand what are my skills and abilities and knowledge, how and I can use them to develop in strong competences that help me in the future for my develop and performance as a human resource manager.
So my experience at Melville School of Business has been good. It was amazing experience. I came to know about the strengths of myself and the weakness which I have to make improvement on them and the development areas.
I booked some sessions that are really helpful to me, and as well, and I have the opportunity to meet new people that help me with all the things that I need and help me with all the questions that also I have in this my first semester at KPU.
And it was amazing experience which we are having in our online classroom. Like we have big blue button breakout rooms in which we interact with our friends, make new friends, and came to know about the different culture, their language, and different other things.
Basically, the university always they offer to all the students all the tools and possibilities that we can get information that we can use in our benefits, many resources and tools. I believe that's the big lesson. I'm not alone in this path, in this journey.
The most important lesson I learned at KPU is that different culture have different opinions, different beliefs, different values, and to came to know about that, came to have knowledge about that is important to interact with them.
I love to help organizations to have a better work environment, and I like to be in and touch people's life, and I help them to develop skills and performance, and help people as well to find what is the passion and the things that they like to do for their life.
As human resource manager is required in every kind of field, whether it is private business or public business, I'm having interest in this field because I love to interact with different kind of people, different kind of culture, and interaction with them is the most good thing I want to have.
Hi, my name is Leslie Sanga, and I'm a recent graduate from the Legal Administrative Assistant program at KPU. I graduated in June 2021 with distinction at the top of my class. The LGLA program has been an amazing and insightful journey for me at KPU. I originally heard about the LGLA program through the Future Students Office. My son was attending KPU, and I happened to arrive on campus early one day, and that led me to the Department of Continuing Studies. And when I went and asked them if they had any legal programs or legal courses, they actually printed up a pamphlet for me that had all of the credentials for the Legal Administrative Assistant program. The LGLA program is a really hands-on program. I've learned about complex documents, our court systems. It's really hands-on in terms of wills and estates, conveyancing, and I feel really confident to use these skills in my everyday life. Each course that I've taken through the program has truly been a memorable experience. The instructors really do want to see the students thrive, and they want the students to do well. As a student with invisible disabilities, I was really pleased that the Faculty of Business could accommodate my accessibility needs. I was able to take the course part-time over a 2-year period rather than over 1 year. And I also had the support from the Accessibility Services Department. What surprised me was the number of accommodations that were available to support student success. Although I've graduated from the LGLA program, I've continued to study, and I'm currently taking 2 courses, one in policy studies and one in public relations. I've decided to pursue studying for a higher credential at KPU with the plans of applying at law school sometime in the future. My journey through the LGLA program helped me realize my potential, and it boosted my confidence and self-esteem. And so when there were opportunities to get involved with student activities, campus life, I did get involved, and today I am the KSA Vice President of Student Life. I am also a representative for the Alliance of BC Students and CASA, and I currently advocate for students with disabilities at PDEC, which is the President's Diversity and Equity Committee. As a KPU student, I felt very supported with my learning experiences. I had great advice from the Academic Advising Department. I really encourage anyone to reach out to them with helping to plan your curriculum. I'm really excited to share that the hard work that I put in, the strong GPA that I maintained, and all of my active community advocacy through various committees and with the KSA, I was conferred the 2021 KPU Alumni Association Award. My advice to future students is to ensure that you reach out to your instructors, as they're there to help. And another piece of advice I'd like to offer is that every course starts at 100%. And it's up to you if you want to maintain that through good time management skills, disciplined studying, and only then you'll really find your true potential. The most important lesson that I've learned at KPU through the LGLA program is a discovery of my talents and a self-discovery of what I'm truly capable of achieving. And I felt very supported, and I continue to feel very supported with my KPU family.
My name is Wajia Rahman, and I'm a 4th-year student majoring in accounting in the School of Business. I am a member of the KPU CAN Club as the Vice President Internal, and we are a club that is associated closely with the School of Business, and so we are students helping students. The benefit of being part of KPU CAN is you really get to build those connections with like-minded peers. Not only are you able to connect with instructors and faculty members, but also the leaders of tomorrow. Your peers are going to be the ones that will be utilizing in the next generation of the people going into the workforce. And therefore, you're able to create those connections now and build on those networking skills. Moreover, you're able to meet and present to global leaders across the world and across Canada as well in international and national competitions. Through this training, it is very recognized with professors in KPU and across schools in BC. And so not only are you able to go and benefit from growing in KPU, but also growing as an individual. The culture of KPU Can is very open-minded. We include and we encourage diversity among our student groups. Now this can include members from the first year to the fourth years. So we really encourage you to get started and get integrated into the KPU Can as early as possible to ensure that you're able to enhance those connections and be able to provide and compete in those case competitions to build your skills and grow as an individual at KPU. A case competition is an opportunity for students to really connect with one another and have the initiative to showcase their problem-solving skills and also to utilize their team-building skills as well. This is a really unique opportunity to network with employers and industry leaders across the globe and get their connections and also build your career path. My experience in the case competition has been very positive. In January of 2020, I had the opportunity to travel with 3 other KPU members to go for a case competition that took place in Winnipeg. This was called Basque, and we were able to represent KPU as a community. Now, in the case competition, what we do is we take a look at a case that provided to us, provide a solution, and present that solution in a 3-hour time span. We present to real industry leaders that are able to provide and critique our work and provide those real-life solutions. We're also able to hone those problem-solving skills and get that experience. We had a case that was based off the Forks, which is an actual company in Winnipeg. When we presented our case solution, we were unaware that we were actually presenting and being judged by the VP of Finance for the Forks company. Therefore, we're providing a real-life solution to a real-life problem that the company was currently facing. And through all of this, we're able to provide a solution that the VP of Finance and 6 other judges deemed praisable to be in second place out of 6 universities and 9 teams nationally. When we went to Winnipeg, I was not only able to build my experience in case competitions, but also experience the community of Winnipeg. This was an all-expenses paid trip that was provided by the School of Business and KPU Can, which is a unique opportunity that only provided at KPU. When we went to Winnipeg, we were able to experience the Human Rights Museum as a team, being able to talk to each other about our like experiences in that Human Rights Museum allowed us to create an unbreakable bond and also make a unique story that we're able to pass forward to other students to inspire. When we were representing KPU as a whole, we're able to showcase that KPU as a university was able to give us those problem-solving skills and those skills that are sought after by employers. Thank you for the opportunity to share my story as KPU Can's VP Internal and also as a part of KPU's community.